going to show you custom text wrap with an image in InDesign. So your final page will look like this, where the text is wrapping around an item. In this case, Derek Rose. We brought his picture in. We've got a 3-column setup. I'm going to bring some text in as well, so you can place text in InDesign just like you can a image. So if you have a text file or a Word document, you can place it in here, and it places in nicely. I want to make some adjustments to this font, so I'm going to just make quick couple changes to the setup. Change my space after. That's your line spacing here. When you have a text box made like this, you can flow from one text box to the next. See this little red plus button right down here? You can take that and flow the rest of the text. That means there's more text hiding. You can take that and flow it into the next text box. So it looks like straight lines just because I'm not zoomed in closely, but there's my text. And these are all attached to each other with that arrow. That's why I was flowing them from one to another. So no matter what size, if I make this one smaller, it'll fill in over on that text box. I'm going to quickly just get a heading here. Let's make this all caps, a little bit larger size font, bold, and I'm going to change this back to 0. So I have a little like heading for the different paragraphs. Another nice feature, you can use, instead of me having to go and change college, career, early years, personal life, all one by one, I can eyedrop. Oops, don't have anything else selected. You can eyedrop on it and click on the other lines you want to change, and it'll adjust for you. MBA career, good. All right, so that's all set. I'm ready to bring D Rose over to this picture. Now right now it just sits behind the text. You have a text wrap window that you can pull up called text wrap, believe it or not. And this allows you to wrap text around an image. So right now it's not exactly how I want it to look because it just goes around this box. That's a nice feature if you're just doing like a newsletter, just putting like solid square pictures in there. But if you want it even more custom to wrap around it like this does, you got to make a boundary box for it. So again, I'll move it back over just so I can work with it a little bit easier and the text isn't getting in the way. If you hit this button on here, this puts a little cushion around the frame. That's the actual spot where the text will go to. So that little cushion is where you can wrap the text. I can't work with it just like this because I only have 4 anchor points, right? So you can't really bend this and move it without adding some anchor points. So here's where you add anchor points. Anywhere where you think the shape is going to change direction, you would probably add an anchor point. So like I know his neck from here is like an angle, so I'll put one there. Try that again. His elbow bends out, I'll put one there. It goes back in. Maybe his knee right here up to his ankle and foot. Put one, and just kind of go along your edges of your design. And you can always add more afterwards if it's not set perfectly how you want it. But this will just give you a rough idea of how you want it to appear. I'll maybe put a couple up top too. And so now, once I have these anchor points, I can go and adjust. So now I'm really just going to shape this to how I need it to look. So I'll take these anchor points and I'm not going right to the edge of him, but leave a nice even space around the side. So try and keep it uniform throughout, like that space that you're leaving away from the person. Okay. And so this box that I'm fitting now is basically the box that the text is going to wrap around. So I'll bend it there. Okay. So now I've built this custom text wrap box, and now when I move it, it should wrap around just him. And the cool thing is you can, adjust to however you think looks good. Okay. And if you need to make your text box bigger so that it fits everything, all that can be adjusted. Make it a little bit smaller. That's perfect. Okay. I did then put a heading in there too, up at the top. That was easy. I just did black box, and I did a D Rose text above there. And I just thought it looked good in all lowercase for some reason. So if you want to change cases, you can go change cases here. I think I did Avenir Light. Change it to white. And then I just did, you can do any font you want for the heading if you want to do it a little bit different, but I had it just bleed down to the page so it looked. So that's custom text wrap, and we'll just try and recreate that and turn it in as a PDF file instead.